Hello there folks, this is Keanotix here, and today I'm going to maybe start recording a new series. The game you're seeing right now, hopefully, if this is recording it correctly, is Planetary Annihilation Titans. Now, Planetary Annihilation is the spiritual successor to the long-standing Total Annihilation series, which was a group of RTSs way back in the 90s. Around about when Command and Conquer was popular, that utilised a few, let's just say, technologies and gameplay tweaks that modern FPSs now use quite frequently. Say, for example, unit queuing, or build queues, or right-clicking for different actions, things like that, you know. If you played a modern RTS, chances are you've played something that was first used in the Total Annihilation series. Planetary Annihilation is the latest attempt to bring the franchise sort of back into the modern era. It was kickstarted years ago as just Planetary Annihilation, and has received quite a bit of backing, not to mention a few of its few controversies here and there. But if you want to know more about that, I suggest probably finding a few YouTube videos from back then. Meanwhile, you're probably wondering, what on earth is he babbling about? What on earth is this game? Well, this is in real-time strategy, mainly using giant robots. And your main goal is just to, as the name suggests, annihilate your opponents. Now, how do you do that, you ask? Well, you start with your commander, which is this handsome chap right here. Now, if you click this, you can then see that there's a whole bunch of dudes you can choose from. So if you're not quite sure of the sort of MechWarrior style bot, at least one I've chosen anyway, you can choose instead something a bit more Gundamy, or perhaps just some chunky fella that's a nice medium, or perhaps some goofy little tin can with some guns sticking out. I'm kid, really. I mean, this one actually does look a little bit more like Gundam if it was only like, you know, the head just sprouted some tank treads and called it a day. My little dude, oh, actually I've lost him completely. He's around here somewhere, probably up near the top. There he is, Centurion. I'm blind. But yeah. So it doesn't really matter which one you pick. These are basically just skins at the end of the day for all intents and purposes. Well, models more than likely. They all function the same way. Their main purpose is to basically command your entire army. If your the goal of the game is to locate the enemy commander bot and destroy it, thus rendering his army completely useless. Not to mention causing a big ass explosion while you're at it. But you should probably see the game first to kind of get a better understanding, so I'll start that. Now, there is no campaign, strictly speaking, to speak of. You can instead get this one called Galactic War. And you start with, like, first of all, picking the commander that you want to use, pick which faction you are, which is fundamentally just which colour you prefer to be. I'm going to go with nice, wholesome blue. And you can give it a name. I'm just going to go for this. Stream War. No, not Stream War, that's a bit silly. I'm recording this, you silly boy. Let's go with Keanotix. War. Try to say that 10 times fast. Go for a medium size galaxy. And we'll maybe do this on... Oh, I'm very tempted to do hard. But I'll maybe just do normal for now, just so I can sort of introduce to you what the game is like. And this time I won't have the sub... You can get like a sub-commander, which is an AI commander to help you out. I got that in the last game I played, and it kind of turned this game into quite the easy mode. Now, you get to start with loadouts, so you don't have all the tech right away. Well, normally you do if you're playing a regular game mode, but in Galactic War, you start off with a particular loadout of tech. So these are the three basic ones. Like the one you get at the start is the vehicle commander, which is simply just you have your access to the basic vehicle factory, and that's basically it. You have to then rummage out the rest of your tech, just using whatever you can fabricate from the vehicles factory. If you wanted to, say, get air units or bot units, you would have to unlock that tech in the mid-campaign. And how do you do that? Well, you go to war for a start. Let's go with... Vehicle Commander is probably not a bad way to start. So we go to war.
Greetings, Commander. Much has been lost since the reawakening. Others have come online, like you, Commander. They seek answers among the stars. Find the others, rip apart their planets, stop the spread of other factions, and annihilate them. Galactic map online.
Well, if that's not a better explanation of what you're supposed to do, then I don't know what else to tell you. The commanders have slumbered for millions of years. They're waking to a galaxy that contains only echoes of civilization. These ancient war machines now battle across the galaxy, following the only directives they still hold on to from long ago. Namely, find other dudes and smash them to pieces. Now you'll see here I've got 4 tech slots. These are other technologies I will be able to gain and use in battle once I acquire them. To get that though, I need to explore other solar systems. Now this one's empty, so I don't have to fight at the moment, but I will explore and see what I unlock.
Scanning.
Now, we start with complete vehicle tech, which is allows me to build everything from the vehicle tech tree, including advanced vehicle units, which includes advanced fabrication units, which unlocks lots of different toys after that. Or I can complete orbital tech, which is very handy to have. Same idea, I can build orbital factories that make orbital units, which you'll see more and more of in a minute. Now, I think I'll go for the complete orbital tech first, because then I have a different type of unit to use.
Orbital tech available.
So I'll do that. And I think I'll go over here, because that looks empty. Maybe I'll get some more technology.
Searching.
Here we go. Now there's that sub-commander I mentioned. I'm not going to pick him up because I want to see if I can maybe do this on my own first, but I will take some artillery tech.
Artillery tech available.
Now I can build artillery units. Right, let's start with this, because this looks tasty.
Enemy commander sighted.
Now there's an enemy commander in the system. When you in the system, well, you're about to find out, aren't you? There's a bit of lore up there if you want to read it. Feel free to pause the video if you want to do that. I'm spending far too long without actual gameplay to delay you any further from the sweet, sweet action. Bear with me, I'm just sipping on some cola to keep me awake. Now, you may be a bit confused when this loads up. Believe me, I have as well. This isn't necessarily a hard RTS to play, but it is a bit confusing to navigate, shall we say. And there's not really any other way to sort of explain it apart from just simply to get in the game. You'll notice I'm stalling, because the game's taking a wee while to load. But anyway, yeah, so this game, I should probably mention, was kindly donated to me by a dear friend of mine, Whiskey256. Is it 256 or 258? I can never get that last digit. I do apologise. But, a dear friend of mine, because he wanted me to get into this, because he saw I was playing Total Annihilation, which I got for free off of GOG many moons ago, and I was quite enjoying it, because it's basically an RTS where you control nothing but giant robots and cause ridiculous amounts of destruction and explosions. This is pretty much the same idea, it's just that on a much grander scale now. Now you notice the map is an entire solar system. Now it's not a very big solar system, it has one exact planet and one sun. But that's okay, because we are already struggling with the scale of this as it is. And you wonder what the green spots are. The green spots, if you zoom in, are tiny, tiny little deposits of metal. And in the Total Annihilation games, metal deposits were where you got at least one of your primary resources. The other one being energy, and energy could be collected through, at least in Total Annihilation, it was solar panels. Well, solar collectors. And plus wind turbines, things like that. This game, it's just basically just a giant battery. Now I'm going to start in one of these locations. I'm kind of liking the, yeah, let's start in the dark. It's a little closer together, I don't know. So you click on a spot on the green circle, then big red button starts the game off.
Landing sequence.
So, my little dude drops out of warp, lands in an orbital drop. Behold! There's my commander. Look at him running about. Look at his little dorky self. So you can zoom all the way in, or you can zoom all the way out. Always fun to do. So, better get a bot factory first, because you need that to build pretty much anything else. You can build like 3 different types of units, at least at first, normally. Again, we're restricted because it's a campaign. You can get vehicles, which are, you know, tanks, things like that. Bots, which are basically your infantry, and air tech, basically planes, things like that. We're in the far future, so it's all futuristic and stuff. So we need metal extractors on those deposits. We need to also start building tanks, namely fabrication vehicles. Now, the vehicles you get from the factories that are also builders, so the builder units you get from factories, have better access to more and diverse tech than the commander does. The commander's just supposed to get you off the ground. The other fabrication machines are there to build everything else, really. Because, it may remind you, if the commander dies, I lose. So I'm trying to keep him out of as much danger as I can, while at the same time keeping him useful. Now you notice I'm also clicking and dragging my orders around. Whoops. Well, I goofed up there. In fact, I want you guys to... What you can also do is have your fabrication machines help out with the fabrication of other machines. It's all very difficult to sort of explain as I'm doing this. I'm trying to be sort of efficient here and being all pro-gamery like. So that's my 5 builds. You can queue up many units like you can. Like to like modern RTS players, this looks, well, duh, of course you can queue up units, but this wasn't the case like way back when this series was made. Well, I say the series isn't even. Well, it could be argued that this is basically the sequel to Total Annihilation. It could be argued. Right, I want 5 of those. So that's what they look like up close. Alright, they're cute. So they're basically building by basically spraying lots of little nanites, which then form into my various buildings and vehicles. And I maybe want some basic tanks as well. Now, there's my economy. This is metal, and this is the amount of energy I have. You drain metal and energy depending on what you're doing at the time, if you're what you're building. If you're building so many things at once, you need to make sure you have enough metal and energy in reserve to not plummet out your supplies. If you go over the amount of you have, you will still keep generating, you'll still keep building, but it will be a much slower rate, so everything will slow down to a crawl. And you don't want that to happen. It's going to be the most bizarre explanation I've ever had to do, and I'm totally failing it. My build order, I do apologise. So let's build some anti-air units. Oh, we've started already, it seems. They've got a little doxy bot there. Get on that stuff. In fact, my commander could probably take care of him. The commander is actually very heavily armed, it's not completely defenseless. Maybe taking orbital tech was not the best approach. Right, get you back up here. Need you to build some defense turrets. Namely, really big ones.
Wasting metal. Expand your production.
Right, so we've maxed out on our metal and energy storage, which is an issue. Because basically that means we're not using enough of it. So maybe get the commander to build another factory. Maybe I'll get these guys to... They're already building those guns, but I want them to build more. As long as you hold down the shift key, you can queue up as many buildings and fabrications as you want or need. Afterwards, I want you to do a quick patrol around here. Repair some stuff. Also, you, I want to build as many metal extractors as you could physically do. You can also set any building that's fabricating to follow any other unit in a system in any way. Oh, there we go, we've got a bit of combat. Tiny bot and tiny tank versus my 2 tanks. Can you cover them there? How's it going on your end? Oh, looks like things are happening. Right, what I should probably do is get the rest of these tanks to go on patrol and build a heck of a lot more of them.
Additional metal extractors required.
See, now I've run out of metal. See, that's what happens when you... You either do too much or too little. I'll set these guys on patrol. You lot could probably stay here. In fact, you could probably get back in here. Is that repaired? That's repaired. Oh, you know what? I probably took these guys off building that second factory. Or was it the commander? It may have been the commander.
Commander under attack.
No, 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 sir. You get the heck back in there, You can also set the buildings to just continuously build whatever's in your queue over and over and over again until, well, the apocalypse, I suppose. Which might happen very soon. Oh, hello! This looks like a base. You want that. Right, in that case then, all my units come back, please. In fact, instead of you doing all that stuff, I want you to start just building anywhere else. This early game, I don't think my opponent is going to have that much in the way of battle tech? Yeah, battle tech. That corner in the brain. In hindsight, I probably should have built those laser guns a little bit closer to the other turrets to protect them. These are anti-air turrets, in case it was made clear. Where has my command gone? There he is. So you go in between zooming out and zooming in just to get the finer details and to get the grander view. And it also tells you if you have any fabricator units that are not doing anything. It's going to come very handy when I start forgetting where I put everything. Radar units. Now these orbital units, they're on their own sort of plane of existence at this point. I could send these, if they're available, to other planets. Orbital units have the ability to like change which planet they're on by sort of taking off and then going on to a different orbit entirely. You can even see them traveling, like slingshotting themselves around each orbit and leaving with escape velocity. It's really, really, really cool. Alright, that's finished building all those units, so maybe I should start building orbital fighters. Get them to do a bit of patrolling as well. So I just cover the entire planet, and then any unit that comes out of that factory is going to start automatically patrolling the entire planet. Also, I just realized I built these bad boys, and I should probably start building more of these defense turrets. Yeah, that'll do. Now, how many of these of it? I don't need any more of those. You go help those guys. In fact, you can probably start assisting that build construction as well. See, I've got maxed out in metal and energy. You can build storage units to increase your capacity so that you're not wasting whatever production of metal that you're making. I've not done that. Right, so let's get you here. Don't know where the rest of you have gone. Or have you? If I set them on to patrol, is that what I've done? Yes, I have. Okay, so let's get you here, and let's also get you here, and then you start there. This is me setting rally points, by the way.
Expand your production.
Now let's try a few of these, 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 and set that to continuous.
Continuous build enabled.
Oh goodness me! These guys are not had good times, right? Can you get you guys a little bit closer in? Oh, that's a turret. Why am I doing that for then? I wonder what happens if I put some fabrication pods on patrol. Will that just start healing and reclaiming metal? Oh yeah, another thing. If you destroy units in buildings or other enemy units, you can reclaim the scrap metal they leave behind for your army's purposes. For that stuff, if you will, please. You may only have basic building capabilities, but can still build stuff. Start moseying these guys over. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. The radar's picked up at least some signatures. Sounds like a slightly heavier tank than I'm used to. Well, they're not going to get near my base anytime soon, so maybe I should start thinking about trying to attack them. Oh, Pelter. Or a Dox. In fact, a Dox launcher might actually be kind of funny. Let's get that built. Now, in case you're wondering, a Dox is basically the basic infantry troop of this game. The grunts, the GIs, the conscripts. Name your favorite RTS. It's basically the lowest possible denominator of unit. Now the Dox launcher, which you might mention, basically fires, instead of bullets, fires soldiers. It's very funny to watch. And it's kind of like a sort of defensive turret. In fact, you guys get in there. I want to kill that thing, whoever's shooting at you. That thing? Maybe that thing. Oh, cheeky! Oh, flame tank just nuked my little army there. That's a slightly bigger tank. Oh, that's a flame tank. Close range will do lots of harm if I'm not careful. That's more like it. Get in there, boys. Maybe launch it a little bit further in. Yep. So the game kind of forgot what it was doing. I want you to keep repairing that. I want you guys to maybe start. Uh-oh. Sorry, my commander. That's not a good sign. Right. March your tiny butts over there. This is an excellent hassling tool. It doesn't actually do anything. Like, they're weak units, so they get they're killed in one hit. What happens if I do this? So build an orbital platform. In fact, build several. Let's see what happens. Oh no, they've got an orbital. Oh no, that's a bad idea. They've got an orbital defense cannon, so it's like artillery that sort of defense turret that protects you against orbital units. You may have figured that out. It's a giant laser pointed up. So a lot bigger complement of units this time. Going some anti-air for reasons best known to itself. Oh, yep, okay, so as soon as they got away from the building, right, maybe just park your dudes there if you don't mind. Pathfinding can be a bit dopey at times, but you have to bear with it. Right, that's just the anterior units left. They're just being set up there to fail. Kill that thing! Okay, that's just going to keep hassling them until the end of time. Meanwhile... let's see how much of this I can get away with. See, there is no, like, field of building space. Like, you could build anywhere you want, technically speaking. The only thing stopping you is, like, an actual unit basically shooting you instead. Which they plan on doing very quickly, it seems. Oh, hello, that's another tank. Yeah, probably not the best gun to leave there, I suppose. Let's try one of these as well. This is one, well built. 5. Oh, no you don't. Shoot that little beggar. I should probably wait until I have a sufficient force. Very impatient, and you guys need to see some things blow up. What is that? Oh, they've got their own pelters. So it's an anterior unit saying, I can do it! Right, it's enough heavy cannons, like, keeping their forces in check. So I should probably start maybe just kind of focusing on getting everything else in there. Oh, hello. Commanders sitting there chilling. Oh, so are you guys actually, as it turns out. That's not good. You need to do something practical. Yeah. In fact, I want you to build some more of these cannons as well. Save a handful for you to help with that. Why don't I make it blue? Yeah, one of those. Control plan, just in case. Park yourself in front. Right, they're starting to being effective with the Dox cannon. Right, let's maybe make another one. Or the lob cannon, rather. You can later build an even bigger version of those, which actually manufactures and launches multiple kinds of units, but not just across the map, but across planets, across the entire solar system. You can launch in a small strike force from one planet to another, and it's a proper sight to behold. You end up doing this weird sort of drop pod sequence, much like your commander did at the beginning of the match. Nope, 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 I want rid of you. I want rid of you and all. Maybe getting orbital stuff tech at the very start was not the best approach. I've just realised that's a lob. I've not built the correct artillery cannon. I wanted these ones. See if we can get in there and do some damage. Let's do you some patrolling. You can probably do some good. I don't know if patrolling with the orbital fabricators does repair work or not. Can you aim there by any chance, yeah? The pelt's going in. May as well I'm using all this artillery stuff instead of actually using my units. Probably not the most honourable tactic in the world, but what am I supposed to do? This guy's just one thing I'm gonna start a reclaim operation as well. Get some extra metal out of it. Only after you've done all your other chores. Good time. Oh no, you've already launched. Oh boy. Oh, there's the commander. Oh, he's got the same dude as the same commander model as I do. Oh, the Doxers are not immediately dead. Never mind. Oh wait, no, they're still there. Run, you little... Oh, they nearly got it. Yeah, there we go. Right. You boys, get in there. He's in here somewhere. There he is. Attacks. Or not. Yep, there we go. Right, attacks. Oh, he's still got turrets. Oh yeah, so he's got an uber cannon. Which, in case you hadn't noticed, hits very hard. This has got to be going... Oh, I'm down my energy. I am running out of energy. Okay, we need to build more batteries then. So let's do that straight away. You help. What can I do here?
Engaging enemy commander.
Maybe some orbitals units will be of most helpful. System. Use system. Engaging enemy commander. So we've started. Oh, there's enough of you now. Okay. So basically, in order for that lobber to be useful, you need to build like 5 of them. Yeah, no, 5. I do have 5. I just had to check there. I counted 5. Well, there's little fab bots just like reclaiming all that scrap metal, like I mentioned. Soak it up like a sponge before getting soaked up by basically general death. So that commander's trying to either reclaim the metal or just try and avoid dying. Now, I should probably get these fellas to start repairing this stuff. Just realised I took them off thingy. Finish building that, would ya? Yeah, I should probably pick a slightly smaller, close target. Next to all those nasty weapons. Right, you could probably hit there. You could probably hit... Oops. There! So this is how bonkers this game is. I'm basically just telling a small gun firing little tiny robots at people. Look at him! Look at how dopey they look. It's amazing. Little legs! That's the big man! Kill the big man! Oh god. This makes you cringe watching it, doesn't it? Attack him! Yay! Oh god. This is probably the worst game of Planetary Annihilation you have ever seen, folks. I do apologize, but I'm just having so much fun right now just toying with this dude. Now this guy's got nothing left. Like, his base is almost completely destroyed. He doesn't have any kind of tech to get off-world either, which is a strategy you can do. If things are not going your way, you can just yeet yourself out of the planet and try and land somewhere safer. There's the army going. And this isn't something else you can do as well. Toggle the POV camera. So I'm gonna watch this for a little bit. So now, like, all those all these other turrets are just firing away. And meanwhile, we're oh, look at all the corpses. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, dang right. orientation does get screwed up slightly if you're panning the camera in all the time. Nope, Commander ran away, it looks like. Oh no, his base is actually a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Right, see if you can shoot that guy from here. The AI is smart enough to try and kill things that is in its way, thank goodness.
Sustaining damage.
Get in there. I don't care how you do it, just get in there. Rush in there. Oh, Lord.
Enemy commander detected.
This is the only problem. I can goof around, but if I don't start taking this seriously, I'm going to end up just losing this match. Come on, load good. Come on, load. There's enough of you to cause a ruckus. I just want you to kill that turret. I don't care about anything else. Okay, tell that. There's another turret. Oh, dang. So there's kind of like splash damage, which is unfortunate. What you can do is set the guys to patrol a small area, and that way they basically just attack everything they see. Go for it, my darlings. Look at them go! Look at my little dudes go! Just as a cheeky way to circumvent this sort of lack of bot tech, you can just build a lobber and just build an infinite amount of docs bots. Oh, dings! Nope, we went out of there. Keep going, my little man. Kill all these fabbers. You can do it. Oh, nope. No, they can't. But these guys can. Is that he's over there? Oh, can I? Nope, I can't select all of them.
Enemy commander explosion imminent. Engaging enemy
Oh,
commander.
did you see that? Oh, there he is. He's left himself wide open. Go for it, my little army. I do mean little. I think these guys were on automatic fire when ready. They're wearing them down. Probably not as fast as I'd like. You guys come in. Control this little area, please, if you don't mind. Go! I just need that thing dead.
Enemy commander explosion imminent. Engaging enemy commander.
There's too many of them. There we go.
Targets.
So, blue nuclear explosion usually means win. Oh, that took far longer than it should have. Oh well. This is what happens. What can you do? Right. So my efficiency was 90%. That basically means I used the... Well, it basically calculates like how much of the resources you actually used and how much of it was wasted. If you used every single scrap of metal that you ever made, you obviously get like 100% efficiency. Same with the energy. But yeah, 167 units destroyed. And that's considered a small skirmish with a guy that was right next to me. Now, if you can imagine for a moment that there's multiple planets, multiple commanders controlling multiple armies, and you start getting the picture of just how insane this game starts getting. I've heard tales of there being 32 player matches. And that's like several teams of like, I don't know, 3 or 4. All either spread across a giant solar system, all trying to vie for control of the precious minerals and resources that are available in each map. I mean, it's not like the metal runs out, but there are only so many metal deposits. The energy you could probably deal with pretty easy. You just build a really large amount of batteries and a large amount of energy storage, which really should be called batteries. But that's just the thing. Like, if you get left alone long enough, you could basically make a fortress world. In fact, there's different planet types as well. You can get like forest planets, you can get metal planets, you can get moons, and you can even get basically disused Death Stars, which you can actually repair the giant lasers on. That's a thing you can happen. In fact, you could then land on a moon, build a giant planetary engine, and send that moon hurtling towards your opponent's planet. And I wish I was making that up. They teach you how to do that in the tutorial for this game. Now, every time you conquer a system, you then gain access to be able to explore it, which lets you acquire new tech, or basically a new perk. Now, I've only got vehicles at the moment, and a cheeky way of spawning doxes, so I'm going to need some more tech. I mean, the orbital tech's fine, but it's not got a lot of combat options, at least to deal with stuff on the floor. The floor? Yeah, the planet's surface. So I'm going to need some basic air tech, and that's going to be what I acquire now.
Air tech upgrade available.
And this gets me... This is just the basic air tech as well, so at least I can build the basic factory, the air fabrication units, and level 1, tier 1 aerial units. So basic fighters, bombers, even some stuff that helps you, like, there's some specialist stuff, like basic scout planes. They do nothing but like help you see stuff in the fog of war. You can set them off to explore the entire planet, make you scout out the enemy. And there's like one that produces electricity. I think it's just a quick zapper thing. It's very slow, but it produces an electrical attack that's slightly better at dealing with groups. I could be mixing that up with a different unit entirely. But anyway, I'm going to leave this episode here, because this might have been long enough. And I want to get this out here and see how it well. So if you want to see more of this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel. And I might stream this from time to time as well, just for the giggles. So join me at twitch.tv/Keanotix as well. But until then, folks, I will bid you adieu. Ta-da for now.